Naga Miss Khobar, Purvottar Janjati Shiksha Samiti Northeast Para Ajidin, 9th November 2024 te Ekta Academic Assembly Mane Shiksha Sabha to Capital Convention Center, Kohima te Rakhi She. A to Laga Theme 2, Challenges to the Implementation of National Education Policy, NEP 2020 Thaki She. A to Program te Krishna Chandra Gandhi Award 2024 to Zakeni Khowe. Nagaland Laga Directorate of School Education Laga Retired Additional Director K Tai Laga Bhal Samaj Seva Aru Pradesh te Hindi Bhasha 12 Bo Le Chesta Karune Dishe. Aru Nagaland Laga Pyong Temjain Zamir Upar State Organizing Secretary Janjati Shiksha Samiti Vidya Bharati Nagaland, Pankaj Sinha Para Likhi Diya Kitab be release Kuri She. A2 Homoi te Kotha Kuri ke na Higher Education Aru Tourism Laga Minister. तेमजेन इमना अलोंग पारा कोई शे की एजुकेशन माने शिक्षा तू देश लगा भाल फ्यूचर करूने एकदम जरूरी आशे टाइ हे NEP 2022 एकदम भाल पारा चुलाई जाबो ले सॉफ समाज भाग लोगो लागे कोई शे स्कूल एजुकेशन अरु SCRT लगा एडवाइजर केखरी अलहोली योम पारा नागालैंड ते शिक्षा ऊपर चैलेंजेस खान BC ड्रॉप आउट रेट अरु अर्बन सेंट्रिक स्कूल ऊपर कोठा कुरी शे टाइ पारा सोड़कर पारा एकदम कमजोर स्कूल खान बोन कुरी बो कोई शे अनु अर्ली चाइल्डहुड केयर एंड एजुकेशन तो लागू कुरी बो कोई शे एडवाइजर योम पारा डिपार्टमेंट पारा प्रदेश ते हिंदी शिक्षा तु 12 बो ले चेस्ता भी जोनाई शे प्रोग्राम पे डॉक्टर J आलम चीफ सेक्रेटरी नागालैंड अरु डॉक्टर D रामकृष्णा राव नेशनल प्रेसिडेंट विद्या भारती पारा भी सौफ मिली के ना नागालैंड लगा बचा खान के भाल शिक्षा डिबो लागे कोई शे खोबर कॉर्नर है एटू प्रोग्राम एनी शे अरु अपनी खान के आमी खान लगा चैनल टू सब्सक्राइब लाइक अरु शेयर कुरी के ना होदाई इन्फॉर्म था कि बोले अनुरोध कुरी आशे
Now, the English news. The Purvottar Janjati Shiksha Samiti North East today, the 9th November 2024, organized an academic assembly at the Capital Convention Center, Kohima, on the theme Challenges to the Implementation of National Education Policy NEP 2020. The event included the Krishna Chandra Gandhi Award 2024 presentation to Zakeni Khowe, retired Additional Director of Nagaland's Directorate of School Education, for his social service and promotion of Hindi. A book on Nagaland's Pyong Temjain Jamir authored by State Organizing Secretary Janjati Shiksha Samiti Vidya Bharati Nagaland, Pankaj Sinha was also released. In his address, Temjain Imna Along, Minister for Higher Education and Tourism, Nagaland, emphasized education's crucial role in shaping national futures. He stressed the importance of implementing NEP 2020 effectively, urging community involvement for its success. Along also highlighted the need for education reforms at the school level to build a robust higher education system.
And he is also a member of NCT.
Advisor for School Education and SCRT, acknowledged the challenges in Nagaland's education system, including high dropout rates and an urban-centric school distribution. He outlined efforts to close underperforming schools, promote early childhood
School Education and SCRT, Government of Nagaland.
Private school recognition.
Please come
He
to
also highlighted Nagaland's aspiration to become a global education leader, citing efforts to improve education through mapping schools and teacher training.
Chief
The event
Secretary,
concluded with speeches
Government
from
of
Dr.
Nagaland.
J. Alam, Chief
Jani Alam.
Secretary of Nagaland, Dr. D. Ramakrishna Rao,
Please come to
National
the
President of
And
Vidya Bharati, and
now,
other
may I
dignitaries,
call upon
stressing the need for collaboration
dais
to overcome
Brahmati Rao,
educational
All
challenges
India
and
Secretary
provide
Vidya
quality
Bharati.
education to every child in Nagaland. Khobar Corner brings the entire program with a request to subscribe, like and share our channel to always remain informed.
I, Dr. Jagadindra Rai Chaudhary, Secretary Purvottar Khetra, welcome you for this Krishna Chandra Gandhi Award 2024 function ceremony. So to start the function, we now sing our national anthem, and to initiate the national anthem, I would like to call Mengo and Revo, the student of G. Rio School.
Jana Jana Mana Adina नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाये तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Sundarajan to give the message of our governor.
First of all, at the outset, I would like to relay a message from the Honorable Governor of Nagaland. Because of some urgent, inevitable works, our Honorable Governor had to go out of town to attend to those works. And because of that, he could not make it to today's program, but he sends his best wishes and regards to all of us. And he has also given a audio message, and which will be played soon. And before that, also I am also the Commissioner Secretary of Higher Education, Government of Nagaland. So I take this opportunity to thank and appreciate all the members of Purvottar Janjati Shiksha Samiti for organizing this program. As we all know, NEP 2020, our department and all the stakeholders, we are trying our best to implement the NEP 2020 in our state. And in the process of doing so, of course, we have a lot of challenges. And these challenges have to be addressed collectively by all of us. And also, every state will have unique challenges, and being in the northeast and state like Nagaland, we'll have our own challenges, and that may be similar, and some problems may be different than some other states. So we all have to have a proper understanding of the NEP 2020, and we should have a comprehensive understanding of the various challenges what we are facing in the implementation of that. And together, all the stakeholders together, we have to collectively address these challenges so that we successfully implement this framework of NEP 2020, so that our entire educational landscape in our state can be improved in the days to come. So with that, I thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity, and I would now request the message of Honorable Governor be played. Thank you.
At the outset, I convey my warm regards to you all. Also, I express my regret for not able to be there with you all today because of some other inevitable engagements. I am happy to see this academic assembly being organized by the Purvottar Janjati Shiksha Samiti in collaboration with the Higher Education Department, Government of Nagaland, with a focus on the theme Challenges in the Implementation of National Education Policy 2020. National Education Policy aims at improving and strengthening the holistic educational framework and imparting quality education to all students. It is imperative that we must take all necessary measures to implement it in letter and spirit to enhance the quality education in our state. The challenges of doing the same have to be analyzed, fed back, and we must do necessary interventions to address them in a timely manner. I wish this academic assembly success and hope we will have valuable, actionable takeaways from today's gathering. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Now the time for our felicitation, and I will call first of all Romani Kilimpi to felicitate our PJSS President Vasandu Agarwal. Thank you, Kilimpi. Now we felicitate our Chief Speaker, D. Ramakrishna Rao ji, President of our Vidya Bharati Lanthasa. Now I call upon to the dais our Sandeep Maheshwari ji to felicitate our guest of honor, K. Hume, Honorable Advisor of School Education and SCRT Government. I call upon Pankaj Sinha ji to felicitate our Chief Secretary, Government of Nagaland, Jane Alam IS. Pankaj ji. Now I call upon to Sumit Kabra ji to felicitate Brahmaji Rao. Thank you. So after the felicitation program, now I invite Sri Pankaj Sinha ji, State Organizing Secretary, Janjati Shiksha Samiti Vidya Bharati Nagaland, to give his welcome address.
With the grace of Almighty God, we heartily welcome all of you during this program. This is not only a platform of education and educationists, but this gathering of education lovers present here is also adding the beauty of the educational world in Kohima of Nagaland. Honorable and respected guests, welcome and greetings to all of you in the Capital Convention Center near the State Secretariat in capital Kohima of Nagaland. During the Keshi Gandhi Award ceremony and an academic assembly on theme of the challenges for the implementation of National Education Policy 2020. Respected guests, sisters and brothers, the historical battlefield of Second World War was Kohima, where is considered to be the longest battle of the British Army. After which the British rule in Bharat was second. Kohima is an inspiring place of indigenous traditional culture, especially that of Angami tribe. Kohima is a lush green city of colorful flowers, vibrant tribal festivals, stunning peaks and rocky terrains. Jupo Valley, Jafu Peak, remote heritage Tofema, Khonoma and Kishama village, Siloi Lake, etc. are the pride of Kohima. Warrior village Khonoma is known the bloodiest battle for its. In 1987, 79 and 1880, and Khonoma, the first green cleanest village in the country. The 10-day annual State Hornbill Festival attracts tourists from country and abroad is simply measurable. We, Purvottar Janjati Shiksha Samiti, Northeast under the aegis of Janjati Shiksha Samiti Nagaland, are proud to have got the opportunity to organize the Keshi Gandhi Award ceremony and academic assembly on the implementation of national education policy with the collaboration of Higher Education Department, Government of Nagaland. Respected guests, it was the British era. There was a student. His name was Krishna Chandra. In that time, the simple life of Mahatma Gandhi was reflected in that student. His classmates make fun of him by calling Gandhi, Gandhi. Then he really became famous as Krishna Chandra Gandhi. The country became independent in 1947. One national educational organization formed to establish educational institutions in whole country with the new topic Shiksha and Sanskar. Means goodwill of society and country. Means inspirations of society, inspirations of traditional customs, inspiration of forefathers, inspiration of those personalities who sacrificed their life for the development of society and country. The role of goodwill of society and country in education is most essential for generation to generation. Krishna Gandhi was first ambassador of Vidya Bharati Northeast, who established educational institution in tribal areas of Northeast. Inspiration has been considered to have an important place in education. For this purpose, the Purvottar Janjati Shiksha Samiti Northeast created Krishna Chandra Gandhi Award in the name of dedicated educationist and social worker Krishna Chandra Gandhi. Every year this award has been given one Janjati, means tribal person, who serves the society people of tribal areas in the field of socio-education. Sri Nyan Panyan, Sri Lunse Timung, Sri Tuleshwar Najari, Srimati Dimbon Kharpongar, Sri Arnav Hajon, Sri Prabhas Chandra, Sri Panjan Neume, Srimati Karbi Lata Deuri, Sri Maneshwar Deuri, Srimati Hinglo Aruni, Srimati Pali Boro, Sri Upendra Rava Kam, Sri Chitranjan Dev Verma, Srimati Diki Dorma Bhutia, Sri Tai Tagar, Sri Ashok and Alka Wakankar, and Sri Rampad Jamatia have been awarded Keshi Gandhi Award from various states of Northeast since 2007. Today, one more name will be added to this award list in this program. Today, this award will be given to personality who has served invaluable contribution in the field of education from Nagaland. The National Education Policy 2020 has taken a new initiative in the entire country, but it is neat how to implement in practically. It is the duty of the non-governmental education organization to assist the government with their experience in implementation. In this assembly, along with Krishna Gandhi Award, deliver the thought of the theme, challenges to the implementation of NET 2020. In this program, a short book of biography will also be released. Here present the Chief Secretary of the Government of Nagaland, Sri Jane Alam IS, and the Mission Director, Commissioner Secretary of Samagra Shiksha Tamil Nadu IS, and here present here, Principal Director, Sri Thava Srin K, had made a significant contribution in the publication of that book. They are highly commendable with the Government of Nagaland. The collaboration of Higher Education Department has guided and gave strength by Honorable Minister. It is highly commendable. And here present our advisor, School Education and SCID, also present here, her help. Purvottar Janjati Shiksha Samiti Northeast has been running 761 non-formal institutions, one school, one teacher, we call Ekal Vidyalaya, in whole northeast of tribal villages, and also some residential school in some any state. There are 3 formal institutions, 2 hostels, and 27 one teacher, one school, and 1 skill development center covering the 5 districts of a state running by Janjati Shiksha Samiti Nagaland. Purvottar Janjati Shiksha Samiti Northeast and Janjati Shiksha Samiti Nagaland are affiliated to National Vidya Bharati Educational and Research Organization. Again and again, we welcome with all our heart. Thank you.
Now, may I request our Chief Secretary, Government of Nagaland, Jane Alam, to deliver his speech.
On behalf of the Government of Nagaland, I want to welcome all the delegates who have come from various states of the country to this historic and beautiful city of Kohima. As was mentioned, it's a very auspicious occasion where we are going to honor a very prominent personality of Nagaland who worked for promotion of Hindi in the state of Nagaland all his life, Mr. Pyong Temjen Jamir. The book that is going to be unveiled is about the life and works of Shri Pyong Temjen Jamir. And we are also very fortunate that this K.C. Gandhi Award is also being given today. So I give my advance congratulations to the winner of this award. Friends, as far as the National Education Policy 2020 is concerned, we all know that this policy has been announced by the Government of India in 2020 after a gap of almost like 35 years. It has set very challenging targets for the country to achieve. We all know that the progress of a nation cannot be realized unless we are all educated, unless quality education is imparted to our young generation. Ever since the announcement of the policy, these targets set in the policy we have been trying to achieve. Nagaland in fact has advanced quite a bit. We had taken very prompt action to achieve some of the goals of the policy. This policy has special provisions for the development of socially and educationally disadvantaged groups. We call it SEDG. And many places in the Northeast, many groups be they tribal groups, the Dalits, or certain minorities, they are all covered under the socially and educationally disadvantaged groups. So the policy provides for special measures to be taken for their advancement. In the higher education sector, the target is to achieve 50% gross enrollment ratio, which is a very stiff target. Our current enrollment in the higher education is about 27%. So to reach it to 50% is not going to be easy. If we just imagine what kind of resources we will be requiring to double our enrollment, that will mean that we have to double the number of teachers, we have to double the number of colleges and the universities and things like that. But we are all committed to ensure that the policy goals are achieved. The support of all organizations who have been working in this field is very essential to achieve the goals of the policy. So I feel that the discussion topic today is actually very apt and very timely. We just came to know that Vidya Bharati has been running many schools and many educational institutions all over the Northeast and all over the country. Their contribution to education is second to none. And we will be continuing to take their help also in realizing the policy objectives. I want to congratulate Dr. Pankaj Sinha ji for organizing this program. It's not an easy task to organize a kind of a program where so many delegates have to be called from outside, and making arrangements for them is a very difficult task, but he has come up to the challenge, and this program has been organized. I want to congratulate him for this. He had requested the government to help out in publishing this book, and we were very glad, very gladly we had accepted. And today we have this book in our hand. It is without actually his help, we would not have been able to, disseminate the works and achievements of a local icon, Mr. Peyong Timjin Jamer, who actually contributed so much for propagation of Hindi language in Nagaland. In fact, before I saw the book, I didn't know about Mr. Jamer. So many of us may not be knowing about him. But when we go through the book, we know about his life, we know about the sacrifices that he has made for promotion of the language. So we are grateful to Vidya Bharati and particularly Sinha ji for writing that book and bringing it to the people. So with these very few words, I want to congratulate the organizers, the Vidya Bharati, for organizing this program, and I once again welcome all the delegates to Nagaland. Thank you very much. God bless.
Now, may I request Dr. K. Yum Ji, Honorable Advisor to the School Education and SCRT Government of Nagaland, to address the August gathering.
We thank the wonderful Almighty Lord for this wonderful day. Today we are here in a very important meeting, and I must congratulate all the delegates who have come from far and near. So on behalf of myself, on behalf of the government of Nagaland, I welcome each and every one of you. I just want to highlight a little thing so that we get an idea. I know all of you have been working in tribal areas, in disadvantageous area. For example, last year I went down to Tansaripa to lay the foundation stone for a hostel as well as what we call school at Tansaripa, and I know they have been running institutions in Jaluki, in Dimapur. We were just reminded that in 27 villages, the Vidya Bharati, they're running 27 villages with one teacher team. Then they have what we call a skill development center in Kifiri. And if you look at the aggregate of what they are doing, they are spread out over where the challenges are maximum. For instance, a district like Kifiri, which borders Myanmar, the literacy rate of our girls are below the national level, below the national rate. So today, the challenges we face across the states are huge. We have major players in the form of the government of Nagaland. We have 1,939 schools running. We have what do we call both private as a public partnership here. So the private schools composes about 722. Recently, we have just provisionally recognized another 69 private schools. So amongst the private schools, we have society-owned, society-run organizations, but we also have mostly private individuals who are running the schools. But other major players include the Catholic institutions. Then we have what we call the various local churches who are running the schools. But you also notice that most of the schools are located in urban areas. So the challenges with which our Vidya Bharati and its various boards are doing its great and distinct. The other players who are putting an upfront challenge for our education systems are in the form of our EMRS, but they are not doing very well just now, which is under the tribal department, so we are looking into it. They are supposed to be affiliated with CBSE, but we are looking into it, we are partnering with each other. Then we have our Kendriya Vidyayalas. Then we have one, what we call in Jaluki, our Sainik school. So the role of providing education for our children. We have a lot of players. Sometimes we feel that it is aplenty, too much. So today, the government of Nagaland, we are cutting down the population of our schools in the form of outright closure, in the form of amalgamation, in the form of downgradation of schools. So just recently, we had closed down 107 schools. So we are looking forward to improve the quality. You look at the global level and you look where India is placed today. The global level is marked by the standardization process of the OECD model. And all the developing countries are chasing that dream, which we will never reach. And today, especially through the form of NAP, we have come out with a very ambitious project. We have come out with a very innovative action plan to take us to global level. So today, I would also like to call upon all the representatives here that today we need to make global policies which will align India as the center stage. India, we all know about our brain drain. Today, if you look, the best minds in India are running the best universities, the best institutions all over the world. The manner in which we Indians, we are exporting the best of our resources, it is proud moment, but it is also sad moment. Today, what we should do is, and it is a matter of policy, we need to delineate that global OECD model, and India needs to become the forerunners for these developing countries. It is our hope, it is our dream. We are a small state, but we have also brought in changes which are pivotal at the national level. For example, our communitization of government activities, government it's something which are being much appreciated all over India. And also an instance like the Compact Area Development Fund, which was initiated here in Nagaland. It became a model where the MLA untied funds were given to each and every legislator. We have 60 legislators, and they were allowed to spend that. That immediately was appreciated by the government of India, and now we have the Member of Parliament Local Area Development Fund. So for a small state like us, in the vast and mighty ocean of India, we feel that we are suffocated, but we also feel that we are proud to be contributing in many walks of life. For example, we know that India and Nagaland compared. Nagaland today has the highest dropout rate in the country, which is unfortunate. And to seize the argument, we are also initiating for the first, and we are the only state to have, first state to have introduced the early child and care education. So we are making strides in all walks of life. So our suggestions is we need to today make India as a global leader amongst developing countries. We hope that a time will come when from Kenya, from Tanzania, from all the developing countries, Latin America, from all over, people will be coming and studying in our institutions. We know that Brazil is a developing country like India, but Brazil's teachers are not trained. For such a big country, what is so difficult for Brazilians to come over India and get? We know that our school systems are robust, our teachers are all trained. You need to be trained, and we have a robust system, institutions all over India, and we hope that one day we will be able to lead the world with our educational system, especially the developing countries. I would also like to bring to the attention of this August House that unfortunately for us, we have been running a Hindi institute. We have two Hindi institutes here. One is being taken care of by our Agra district. It's a centrally, Our Hindi institute, unfortunately, is run by the government of Nagaland. We make the mistake of not only training them, but our qualifications were substandard, which, of course, Delhi refuses to recognize. We discussed with them, and now we are offering a bridge course. So many of our teachers are actually qualified by the government of Nagaland, but they are unqualifiable. They are not trained by government of India. So we are initiating that, and we are initiating that support. So today my appeal also to our today our appeal to our leaders from very responsible team is we had pick up Hindi very slowly. If you look at the whole Northeast, Nagaland state, of course, our official language is English. But also as tribal people, you should understand and appreciate that our case with Mizoram will be different, because Mizoram, they have only one language, whereas here we are a multilingual society. So in terms of the NAP also, we face situations, because for us to technically introduce Hindi or any second language, we can introduce only at the class 6 level if we are to go very strictly. So these are some of the issues we are taking up with Delhi. But for us, since we are catching up late on Hindi, we are doing a mapping of our private schools, government schools, where schools are offering Hindi. We already have formed a comprehensive list of all those interested schools. But today we are looking for partnership. So we would like to approach all of you to see in what level you can partner with us. We are also approaching government of India to set up institute of regional importance, where we will put a new impetus into Hindi education, not just educating our teachers will be, but also to advocate higher learning in Hindi languages. So our government, we have already earmarked one place, and we all need to cooperate with each other. So with these few words, I welcome the delegation. I welcome all the forerunners of education. We at one point of time, we had stood in the classrooms. Our minds are with our children. We work for our children. Our love and care are for our children. And that common agenda brings us to this Purvottar Janjati Shiksha Samiti. And I warmly welcome all of you once again. And I hope you had a learning experience through this. Thank you so much, especially our media friends also. Thank you all.
Now, may I request Dr. D. Ramakrishna Rao, President of All India Veda Bharati, to address the gathering.
My salutations to all the people who have come here and follow the proceedings. it is very much a learned gathering. The topic is, I say, an old topic, but relevant one. Before going into the topic, I'll be just briefing out the activity of Vidya Bharati in a nutshell. Vidya Bharati has been carrying out its activities in our country right from 1952. We are 72 years old and going to celebrate 75th year of our activity just within 3 years. And then at present we have 24,128 schools across India except Lakshadweep. That also we are going to reach. And then our student strength is 37 lakhs plus and teacher strength is 1.6 lakhs plus. Apart from these, we are into higher education as well. We have 54 colleges run directly by us, and 350 associate colleges which are getting support from us in many of the activities. We are running Jana Shiksha Samsthans and then 8 till now Sainik schools, few are more going to come up, and then ITIs and many vocational education centers and skill development centers across the country. Skilling while schooling is the concept with which we are proceeding. And then recently one of the organizations, global organizations only, has undertaken a survey regarding Vidya Bharati. So it says, that report was of October 2020. The impact of Vidya Bharati is on 6.3 crores with only 1% of what you call enrollment. Our impact factor is 6.3 crores, which was not known to us. After their observation, we feel happy that we can do much better in the coming years. So even though our contribution is very less and our goal is very much afar, but with people's support, we'll be moving ahead with the encouragement given by all. And now regarding, and one more thing I have to add, our alumni, Purvottar, is about 40 lakhs. They are all settled. And they are across the world, in 70 countries they got settled. And they are very much, what you call, contributing for the development of those countries. I can say they are all cultural ambassadors of our country. So in that way, that factor is also there. Now, regarding NEP, you all know Vidya Bharati had a big role. Vidya Bharati has contacted 50,000 villages and it got inputs and has given it to the government or the nodal agency or the steering committee. So because of our efforts, on July 29th, 2020, this national education policy has put in public domain. But what happened is, NUP, you know that it aims to provide quality education by 2030, not only for life-changing but also mind-crafting and character-building experiences, of course, with a broad knowledge base. In the policy, there is a clear indication. There is a big shift in the way we educate. That is very much a primary one. How? Till now, the learning methods were very much few. Now, after this NEP, there is n number of learning methods, many number of learning strategies, and many number of learning areas of integration. So naturally, they all lead to the quality education. And moreover, the thrust is on activity-based, discovery-oriented experiential learning. In one sentence, we can say that. And one more thing is, along with Sarva Shiksha, now the thrust is on Samagra Shiksha, that is holistic education. Of course, they are all known to you, but I'm just reminding you. Drive is not on the content, but it is on building competencies. And similarly, NEP places teacher at the center of these reforms. Teacher empowerment is the crux of the problem. And then he is the frontline warrior who can bring policy into practice at the classroom level. So naturally, this has been teacher empowerment is our concern. Similarly, other they are all there. I need not have to mention. But another important thing is National Curriculum Framework for Foundation Stage that has come out on 20th October 2022. So in that, our contribution, Vidyavarthi contribution is that, and the books which were prepared for foundation stage, first 5 level, 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4, na? First 5. All the books, of course, many of educationists have contributed. Our contribution is no less. And you can observe the books and you can come to a decision. Similarly, National Curriculum Framework for Secondary Education that has come on 23rd August 2023. And what is the difference between this NEP and this curriculum framework? NEP is the guideline. National Curriculum Framework, this gives a detailed note of all the things. That means whatever is mentioned there in NEP, they were described in detail about the curricular goals and then curricular structure, content, pedagogy, assessment, classroom arrangement, and about the teacher in detail. Previously, on all the occasions, NCF is used to be very much small one. Now NCF foundation stage runs to 340 pages. NCF secondary stage goes to 640 pages. Every detail is given. Of course, the base is NEP and it has given many of the things. School culture, school processes, everything was described in National Curriculum Framework. Everybody, each stakeholder has to go through the curriculum framework. Then you can understand everything. Now, without wasting much of our time, now how to implement? After this curriculum framework, government has notified one NSTC, National Syllabus and Teaching Learning Material Committee on 21st July 2023. After that, 12 curricular area groups have been formed and they started working. Now the syllabus is ready of all the standards at school level I am speaking. Textbook writing for foundation stage is completed. Textbooks writing for 3rd and 6th standard is completed. Now textbooks for 4th, 5th, 7th and 9th are almost complete. They are completed, they would be complete by December. And then textbooks for 8th, 10th, 11th and 12th are also underway, but will be out before April 2025. So this is the timeline, and I am also working with them, and I know that they would be coming out. And now, what can be the roadmap for implementation? First thing is, as the Chief Secretary as well as our advisor, so they were speaking, first thing is to make the stakeholders to comprehend and understand both NEP and NCM. Earlier, what happened was, NEP of 1968 and then NEP of 1986, a revised one in 1992. So, when the NCF was out, the stakeholders were not involved at all. The responsibility was completely resting with the government. That's why many of the goals could not be achieved. Now that this NEP is not aiming mere change, not mere modification, not mere reform, but it aims at summary transformation of the education system of our country. Naturally, for that, stakeholders have to be involved. Stakeholders' education is very much an important thing. And of course, last I would tell how they are to be involved in the process of implementation. If that is done, entire NEP would be, the goals of NEP would be made real and can be seen by us with the achievement level to the maximum. So this is one. How is it to be done? There are many ways. Of course, this knowledgeable gathering can work out and see that the stakeholders will understand this. Except students, everybody should have to understand. Students are also stakeholders, but it's not necessary that they should have to understand and comprehend. Second, we have to make our education ecosystem NEP centered. This is very much essential. That means what? Our schools should be NEP-able schools. When you are to achieve all NEP goals, naturally our schools must be NEP-able schools. Our principal must be NEP-able principal, NEP competent principal. Our teacher must be NEP skilled teacher. Our entire education system must be NEP cooperative or NEP comprehending. Then only it is possible to implement to the spirit. And then we should not aim some schools as schools of excellence. We should give trust. Just as he was mentioning, the quality should be the watchword. That's it. So that's why every school must be made an excellent school. And another important thing which is very much essential, training our teachers to be NEP skilled. This is the biggest task. In our country, there are 1.25 crore teachers. Naturally, the training them cannot be completely rested with the government. There must be many people who have to take the responsibility. So naturally, without doing this, you can't achieve the goal at all. You can never achieve. That's why now the teachers are classified into what you call NEP, as per NEP or MCTE or whatever you call. Teachers must be graded and they should be taken from one grade to the other. And there is one word which is used, of course everybody knows here, that is continuous professional development. The continuous professional development of a teacher is not only possible by the government, but just as yesterday I have seen the paper, our advisor was calling upon the community and NGOs to help in this regard. Naturally, that should be done. Everybody should have a role to play in teacher empowerment. So for that, the methods are to be worked out. And another important thing which is to be done is redefining our classroom transactions. That brings a lot of change. Classroom transactions means what? First one is pedagogy, methodology, or you can call it as learning methods. Previously, there were only few number of learning methods. Now, as per NEP and NCF, you can have n number of learning methods. Many. We have conducted a workshop and asked the teachers to enlist people on the spot. They have worked out 24 learning methods. And they can work even more. And now another important thing is learning strategy. So every student or every lesson need not be having the same strategy to be adopted. Strategy must be changing. So we have conducted a workshop and asked them to work out strategies. There are 18 strategies worked out in that workshop. Many of them have suggested group activity. Like that, there are methods. I can provide our people the list of all these things, details worked out. And another important thing is, third one, learning methods, learning strategies, and the third one is learning areas of integration. Now, learning cannot be in isolation. You should have to integrate many things. For example, vocational education is not a separate course at the school level. It should be integrated with general education. It should be integrated with the subject. So naturally, learning areas of integration are also important. Why? Because now the entire thrust is on man-making initiatives, personality building activity, all-round development and holistic development of a personality. माने क्या है? एक है this माने सर्वांगीण विकास और समग्र विकास. For that there is a big provision given in this policy and also NCF. So naturally, you should have to integrate them with your learning method and learning strategy, then only personality development or some of this Samagra Vikas, holistic development or all-round development that takes place. So naturally, classroom transactions must be redefined. Accordingly, teacher is to be trained. And now that lesson plans by teachers are to be prepared as per NEP. Then only you will get these outcomes. When you want to build a competency, as per that you have to work out. And in NCF, there is one more thing. Evolving a school culture and school processes. They have mentioned the school culture and school processes. Because school culture helps in shaping what you call the personality of a student. That helps the process of learning very quick. So in that way, similarly, school processes, they are also defined in NCF. They are to be taken care of. Then only our school becomes NEP-able school. And all the more important thing is, now we can't go with the same rate of learning. In order to quicken the pace of learning, we should have to adopt technology. Definitely that is the only goal. So in order to quicken the pace of learning, you should have to adopt technology. So this digitalization process, that is to be done at the school level. Then only these NGP goals or implementation of it will make the possible to get the desired results. And ultimately last one, which I have told earlier and which others have mentioned, that is community, parents and NGOs engagement in the education process. You should make it. Without that, desired goals cannot be achieved, or these cannot be NCF and NEP in principle, that can never be implemented. So these are some of the challenges which we have to face with. Of course, no challenge is left without a solution. Only thing, we have to have collective sankalpa. Then everything is possible. So we have been doing it everywhere. In higher education also we have been doing in different ways. In school education we have been doing it. Now it is for everybody to get involved in the activity to see that it is implemented properly. Of course, I did not describe everything in detail, but even then I feel that this simple suggestion would make you think, and the implementation activity will be at its zenith when we decide to do it. So with pranams for giving me this opportunity to speak in front of you. And one more thing about Krishna Chandra Gandhi ji, I did not have to speak because that has already been mentioned. So this award is to a person who has worked in the field of education, that too in the tribal area. They are all our brethren who, once we give encouragement, they can achieve wonders. But we should have to give the helping hand and promising help so that they move forward in every aspect of their lives and make our country very great, just as our brother told. So we are not now simply a global player. We are now global leaders in every aspect. Naturally, in order to make our country global leader and global superpower in all aspects, we should have to see that this NGP is implemented to the core, to the perfection. Hope God would bless us for achieving the same. with determination. Thank you. All the best.
So now, our chief guest of this program, Sri Temjen Imna Along, Honorable Minister of Higher Education and Tourism, Government of Nagaland, has right now arrived, and for this would like to felicitate him, and I called upon to the dais Rajesh Manpaniji, patron member of PGSS, to felicitate him. Now, I request Dr. Abhijit Payang, Secretary of Purvottar Janjati Shiksha Samiti, to say something about the significance of Krishna Chandra Gandhi Award and announce the name of the awardee.
We remember that Krishna Chandra Gandhi, who was a great social organizer and perseverer in spreading education in Janjati areas of the Northeast. Born in 1921 in Meerut, Uttar Pradesh, Krishna Chandra took an active role in establishing the Saraswati Sishu Mandir in Gorakhpur, the first school of Vidya Bharati. He prepared special schemes for the Northeast. Purvottar Janjati Shiksha Samiti is also its brainchild. As a mark of respect for him, Purvottar Janjati Shiksha Samiti has introduced the Krishna Chandra Gandhi Award, which is award that every year to an eminent social worker, educationist of the Northeast who are working for the Janajatis. This year, it is decided to confer the Krishna Chandra Gandhi Award on Sri Jakini Khove of Nagaland for the year 2024 in recognition of his dedicated social service. Sri Jakini Khove is an eminent social worker of Nagaland. He has dedicated his social life for the spread of Hindi education in the state of last few decades. Born on 1st June 1964, Sri Jakini Khove of Nagaland was working in Directorate of School Education in Nagaland and retired as Additional Director Hindi. He obtained MA and B.Ed degree and Hindi diploma. He is the founder of Kohima Indian Teachers Union and he was the first president of that union. He contributed a lot for the spread of Hindi language in Nagaland. He was a very expert in the desert also. He was associated with SCERT Kohima also and took active part in developing in the textbooks for the classes 5th to 8th. He is known as dedicated propagator and guide of Hindi education in the state of Nagaland. Purvottar Janjati Shiksha Samiti congratulate Sri Jakini Khove. May I humbly request chief guests, guest of honors, invited guests and other dignitaries to present the Krishna Chandra Gandhi Award 2024 to Sri Jakini Khove. In Krishna Chandra Gandhi Award 2024 one traditional Eri saddle, one Angami Naga saddle, mementos, cash rupees 1 lakh.
अच्छे दिन, अच्छे समय, और हमें भी यहाँ आके कुछ बातों को रखने का मौका भी मिला, तो इससे बड़ा खुशी की बात कुछ और नहीं हो सकती। मैं ज़्यादा समय नहीं लूँगा। पूर्वोत्तर जनजाति शिक्षा समिति पूर्वोत्तर का ये कार्यक्रम पहले बार नागालैंड की राजधानी कोहिमा में हुआ है। जनजातीय शिक्षा समिति का जितने भी कार्यकर्ता है, हमारे पिता समान पंकज सिन्हा जी, उनकी अगुवाईता में यहाँ तक पहुँचा है, उसके लिए आप सबों को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। बहुत लोग नहीं समझते हैं कि संघर्ष क्या होता है, बहुत लोग नहीं जानते हैं संघर्ष कैसे किया जाता है, मगर जनजातीय शिक्षा समिति विद्या भारती नागालैंड में बहुत मेहनत कर रहे हैं। धीरे धीरे से भी हो, अपने नागा लोगों की सोच विचार को ख्याल में रखते हुए, हमारी तरह सोचते हुए हर एक कार्यक्रमों को पूरा करते हुए आया है। Let me put it this way. It is of immense, pride as a Naga, as a fellow citizen of Nagaland, when we see the name of Sri Zaki Kuve. His name is quite difficult to pronounce, but I know him very well. He retired as an additional director with the Department of School Education. And for many, many years, he has been really pursuing the pursuit of our Rashtra Bhasha, of our Hindi language in the state of Nagaland. Thank you to the Department of School Education and to the Honorable Advisor for understanding and promoting our mother tongue of Hindi in our state too. And people like the awardee, this award of Krishna Gandhi, Chandra Gandhi Award, immediately I looked at it. थोड़ा बहुत सेल्फिश भी हूं ना, तो मैं देख रहा था यहाँ नागालैंड कहाँ है, आज भी किसी और को देने वाला है क्या, मगर गर्व महसूस करता हूँ कि हमारे नागा बड़ा भाई भी इस अवार्ड का एक भागीदार है। और सिर्फ आपको नहीं मिला है, हम सबों को मिला है। हमारे नागालैंड प्रदेश की 18 जनजातियों को मिला है, और ऐसे बहुत लोग निकल आए ताकि हम लोग अपना समृद्धि तक अपने नागालैंड प्रदेश को उज्जवल नागालैंड प्रदेश बनाने में कोशिश हो। National Education Policy 2020, when it was launched, let me be threadbare very clear. When it was launched, Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji's visionary program, and that time also and today also, Shri Dharmendra Prakash ji, was our Honorable Minister, Union Minister. And as far as I know, our most regarded Dr. Raoji, Ramakrishna Raoji, who is the national president of Vidya Bharati, they have envisioned while making this policy that is befitting to build a robust nation. When national education policy was launched, there was a lot of hue and cry. नागालैंड में भी बहुत हल्ला गुल्ला हो गया था। बहुत सारे इंस्टीट्यूशंस जो ट्रेडिशनल वे में चल रहा था, वो बोला नहीं होगा, कैसा चलेगा, कैसा सफल होगा। हमारे जो क्रिश्चियन इंस्टीट्यूशंस हैं, जो कैथोलिक इंस्टीट्यूशंस हैं, ये डरने लगा कि इसमें हिंदुत्व आ जाएगा। थ्रेडबेर सच्चाई की बात, हम सब हिंदू बनने लगेंगे। हम क्यों डरते हैं? हम सब तो सनातनी हैं। आज हम लोगों का प्रार्थना की पात्र अलग हो सकते हैं, मगर हम सब भारत देश का नागरिक हैं। अगर कुछ कमियां हैं तो ये है कि हम लोग अपने विचारों को सही तरीका से नहीं रख पाते। अगर कुछ कमियां हैं तो हम लोग हमारे अधिकारियों से या जो सूझबूझ है इस NEP 2020 पॉलिसी के ऊपर, उनको हम लोग पूछते नहीं है। We come to the conclusion before we even start our journey. I'm not saying that the education policies of the past were bad. No one says that. All of us that are seated here today are a byproduct of that education policy which we inherited from the British. And some good things, some anything. But today, to face the challenges of the 22nd century and forward, for Nagaland, for Assam, for Tripura, for the rest of the country, education system plays pivotal role, the highest role in molding the future of our nation. There is no other system that is more pivotal in reshaping the destiny of a people, the destiny of a nation, than education. The pursuit of seeking knowledge has been there from early man onwards. We don't know which age we are talking about, but from early man onwards, the pursuit of seeking knowledge has been there. Our state too, Nagaland, the 16th state of the Indian Union, in 61 years of our statehood, we are still working hard and struggling. You know how Honorable Advisor, my elder brother, Dr. Yomeje, is trying to bring about a systematic, positive change in the school education. I follow the Department of School Education and Honorable Advisor Ji's progress in every step. Because if it doesn't start from the school level, how will we be able to build in higher education? It is a chain together. For that also, we are having a lot of issues. But it's good to have issues, positive issues, changing issues, issues that can make us rethink our thought process. We know we are all fighting for infrastructure. We are all fighting for good roads. We are all fighting for more money in our pockets. We are all wanting to buy. Now we have an Innova, next we want to have a Fortuner, next we want to have a Rolls Royce. Not satisfied with rooms that are only 10. We want 20 houses. But if we do not work hard on this NEP 2020 and what our good friend of ours, our most senior Dr. Raoji has said, I was just listening very keenly. If the community is not involved, if the NGOs are not involved, if leaders like all of you are not involved in teaching, in pursuing, government alone cannot do it. The biggest problem that we face today is not wanting to change from status quo. Government adhikari departments, sir, doesn't want to change from the way we are. आराम से हमें डायरेक्टर कब पहुंचना है पहुंचेगा, रिटायरमेंट के लिए प्लान करना है. हम लोग मंत्रीगण कितना लंबा बैठेगा वही सोचते हैं हम लोग. All officers, all people, we are easy. But I won't explain much, I know. Our seniors have explained on NEP 2020. In tune with the diverse knowledge and people groups of our nation, this would be relevant for all. We have to discourse it in our heart and mind and discourse together also. If there are some things that may not be too suitable for our state of Nagaland, because we have got 1,935, no sir? 1,935 government schools. 29. 1,929 government schools in Nagaland. More than 700 private schools in Nagaland. 85 colleges in Nagaland. 5 private universities, 1 central university. Still, the gross enrollment ratio of Nagaland is all derived by the rest of the country. We go together always, try to make our leaders understand. Nagaland is a land of villages. गाँवों का देहात वाला है हम लोग. कोहिमा और डिमापुर सिर्फ 2 जगह में है. But here also in Kohima also it consists of villages. The effort of the government of India is also really good. हमारे ऐसा स्कूल है जहाँ 4 बच्चे हैं जो पढ़ रहे हैं और 12 टीचर्स हैं. ऐसी जगह है. आप सोचिए वो बच्चे कितना बुद्धिमान निकलेगा. वो 12 मास्टर जो है बुला बुला के सिखाता होगा. मगर वो स्थान इतना आसान नहीं है. मैं यहां से दिल्ली जा सकता हूं और वापस आ सकता हूं उसी दिन में, मगर जिस स्थान में वो स्कूल है वहां मैं 1 दिन में क्या 2 दिन में जाके नहीं आ सकते. सरकार हर कोशिश कर रहा है कि शिक्षा ज्ञान सबों को मिले. If school education can do such kind of efforts, then I think to remodel the way of knowledge bank for our people with everything like Dr. Raoji has said, it should be inculcated in the system, in the classroom itself. Vocational studies should be inculcated, and for that teachers have to be the inspiration. For that, teachers have to, already you know every name, every student's name in your classroom, for sure. And you know his or her behavioral instincts and everything. And if we have to make a success of the NEP, then we have to learn ourselves and allow our learning to be uninhibited, without fear or prejudices, without doubt, and instead improvise on the NEP 2020. If you can mold it better than the system without breaking the rule, then I think it is going to be victory for us. So lastly, I always say, we need everything in life, but the nation and the state, the people, the quality of human resource decides the vision of the nation and the state. The quality of the people we build will be the quality of the state, quality of the community, quality of your office, quality of the nation. So it is a privilege for us, for Dr. Yomeji, for myself, for all of us. Even though these are not very popular departments, but these are very, very pivotal departments that will give impetus to the future of our people. Silent workers, we all, but work for sure. We do work. So I challenge our Department of School Education, Higher Education, and all of us, all our community, all our leaders, that we should truly make sure that NEP 2020 is implemented. Implemented should not be in the system of papers, but in us. Like my predecessor speaker was saying, the teacher has to be in tune to the NEP. The system of classroom has to be in tune to the NEP. The principal has to be in tune to the NEP. Then it is not a very hard task. I really want to thank Janjati Shiksha Samiti and all of you for coming here to Kohima. I have a request as I end my speech. I pray that आप लोग आते रहे, अवार्ड हर साल नहीं हर क्वार्टरली देते रहे, मगर सिर्फ कोहिमा में नहीं, अगले बार मोगोकचुंग में, वोखा में, जनबुतो में, ऐसा करके हर समय तो मैं जानता हूँ डॉक्टर राव जी नहीं आ पाएंगे या आप लोग नहीं आ पाएंगे, मगर कोई ना कोई तो आके इस चीज को जिस तरह आज भावनाओं के साथ आपने लेके चला है, उस तरह हमारे राज्य में हर एक जिला में आप हमारे शिक्षकगण जो हैं और जितने भी अधिकारी उनके साथ बैठे, चाय वाय पिलाना हम दोनों का काम, बाकी सब आप लोगों का काम। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। जय हिंद।
Now, we are going to release a book, and before release the book, I would like to call upon to the dais Hava Silan K.I.S., Principal Director of School Education, and also Pankaj Sinhaji to felicitate him. Please come.
So today, before we launch the book formally on late Padma Shri Piyong Temjan Jamir, I have this unique honor of saying a few words about late Shri Piyong Temjan Jamir, and then also the author who has authored this book. So as we're all aware, late Padma Shri Piyong Temjan Jamir was honored with Padma Shri in 2018. He's a Hindi scholar and teacher in our state. He's taught over 4,000 students. He was with the Department of School Education. And almost 1,000 of these students are Hindi teachers today. On this occasion, it's befitting to talk about some of his achievements, some of his honors that he's received over a lifetime of service in our state. I'll just take a couple of minutes to talk about some of these. He was, a lifelong member of Hum Chalis, Hum Bharatiya Sanstha. He played an active role in it. Along with 40 people of the Sanstha, he continued to serve our country for the progress of our country through use of Hindi. He was a founding member of Mahatma Gandhi International University in Varda in the year 2000. He was a founder of Nagari Lipi Parishad in Nagaland. In the year 2009, he was honored with the title of Founder President of Tribal Education Committee, Nagaland State Committee for Vidya Bharati Akhil Bharatiya Shiksha Sansthan. He served the Vidya Bharati as the president of the state committee for 9 years. After this, he became a patron of Tribal Education Committee in Nagaland for life, and he continued to guide the committee. He continued visiting schools and expressing his views to teachers, students and parents in accordance with his goal of dedicating Hindi, Nagari script and Mahatma Gandhi. He was a nominated member of the advisory committee of the Ministry of Human Resource Development, the erstwhile Ministry of Education, Government of India, from the year 2012 to 2015. He continued to serve the progress of Hindi across the Northeast. He was a member of the World Hindi Committee. He participated in the 7th World Hindi Conference in Suriname from 5 to 9 June 2003 as a representative of the entire Northeast, and he expressed his views there. He also represented the Northeast in the 9th World Hindi Conference in Johannesburg, South Africa. He got the opportunity to express his thanks and gratitude to the participants from all over the world, and from the platform's conference. He was also honored for his work in service, expansion and development of Hindi during the 9th World Hindi Conference. He was awarded the District Teacher Award for Dimapur District on Teachers' Day in September 2001. He was also honored with the National Service Award by Baurav DRS Seva Nyas, Lucknow, in March 2005 by the then Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh, Mr. Babulal Gaur. The Janjati Vikas Samiti Nagaland honored him with the Veer Jadonang Award on 29th August 2005. The then Honorable Governor of Nagaland, Shri Shyamal Datta, presented the award. In September 2006, late President of India, Shri Abdul Kalam, on the occasion of Hindi Divas, honored late Shri Piyam Tanjan Jameer with the Ganga Sharan Singh Award. Member of Parliament, Mrs. Nirmala Pandey Haste, was also honored had honored him with the Vinoba Nagari Lipi Saman. Honorable Governor of Nagaland, Shri Shankar Narayan, honored him with the Indira Gandhi National Unity Award on 15 August 2007. Saraswat Cooperative Bank founding member and former MP Eknath Thakur had honored him with One India Award on 15 May 2010. Friendship Forum Delhi had honored Shri Piyam Tanjan Jameer with the Jewel of Northeast Award in 2014. And finally, the Honorable President of India, Ramnath Kovind, had honored him with the Padma Shri Award on 20 March 2018. Shri Piyam Tanjan Jameer had passed away on 12 June 2021, but his life will continue to remain a source of inspiration for all of us here in Nagaland. On this occasion, I'd also want to take a couple of minutes to talk to everyone about the author, who's none other than Shri Pankaj Sinha Saab, who's been working in our state for quite some time now. He was born in Rajoy village in Aurangabad district of Bihar. He's been working in the field of social education for the past 43 years among tribals across the country. In the whole of Northeast, his focus has been Northeast. He has written several books on the life of tribals, and he keeps writing essays on contemporary issues in newspapers and magazines. And Samagra Shiksha Nagaland has sponsored printing of this booklet. We have a Hindi version as well as an English version. So on this befitting occasion, I'd request the honorable guests to please release the book. Thank you.
Now, may I request Basant Agarwal, President of PJSS, to deliver his presidential speech.
हमारी पूर्वोत्तर शिक्षा समिति का मुख्य उद्देश्य हम क्वालिटी ऑफ एजुकेशन देते हैं, जिससे एक लड़का हमारे संस्थाओं में पढ़ के बड़ा होके वो अपने परिवार को पहचान सकता है। उसको हम इस लायक बनाते हैं कि वो अपने माँ बाप को पहचान सकता है। हम उसे ऐसी शिक्षा देते हैं कि वो हमारे आसपास के लोगों को पहचान सकता है। ऐसा मैं खुद भी मैंने देखा है कि हमारे बच्चे आगे आके अपने परिवार को नहीं पहचानते हैं, अपने रिलेटिव्स को नहीं पहचानते, अपने स्टेट्स को नहीं पहचानते, अपने कंट्री को नहीं पहचान पाते हैं। तो हमारी जो शिक्षा है, हमारे असम में शंकरदेव शिशु निकेतन स्कूल्स हैं, काफी स्कूल्स हैं, पूरे भारतवर्ष में जितने भी स्कूल्स हैं। हमारी सबसे पहली शिक्षा कि हम चाहते हैं कि हमारे समाज को पहचाने, हमारे राज्य को पहचाने, हमारे देश को पहचाने, जिसको हम क्वालिटी ऑफ एजुकेशन बोलते हैं। हम केवल उसको शिक्षा के क्षेत्र में भी आगे नहीं बढ़ाते, बल्कि शारीरिक शिक्षा, संस्कृति की शिक्षा, हम कैसे भारतीय हो सकते हैं, हम अपने देश को कैसा प्यार कर सकते हैं, हम अपने राज्य को कैसे प्यार कर सकते हैं, ये जानकारी हम देते हैं। हमारे बीच में अभी विश्व गुरु बनने की बात आई है। पहले पुराना भारतवर्ष हिंदुस्तान जिसको कहा जाता था, उसको विश्व गुरु पहले था ही, हमारा देश पहले विश्व गुरु था ही। अंग्रेजों ने आके हमारे गुरुकुल पद्धतियों को सबको खत्म कर दिया। चाइना से, जापान से, दूसरे देशों से हमारे यहाँ पे लोग आते थे, शिक्षा ग्रहण करते थे। आप बहुत सी किताबों में बहुत अच्छे वर्णन मिलते हैं कि हम लोग कितने डेवलप थे, हमारा एजुकेशन सिस्टम कितना आगे बढ़ा हुआ था। ब्रिटिश लोगों ने सबसे पहले यहाँ आके हमारे गुरुकुल को खत्म किया, हमारी सभ्यता को खत्म किया, हमारी संस्कृति को उन्होंने एकदम खत्म कर दिया, जिससे कि हम मन से, दिल से, मानसिकता से हम कभी आगे नहीं बढ़े। उन्होंने अपनी पद्धति लगाई, अपना एजुकेशन सिस्टम लगाया। आज भी हम उसी सिस्टम को पढ़ रहे हैं, उसी सिस्टम से आगे बढ़ रहे हैं। लेकिन अभी जो 2020 की नई पॉलिसी आई है, उसका मुख्य उद्देश्य है कि हम अपने एजुकेशन को अपनी मातृभाषा में पढ़ें। चाइना, जापान, जर्मन, फ्रांस, जितनी भी आप बाहर की कंट्री देखते हैं इतनी डेवलप्ड है, वो अपनी भाषा से आगे बढ़ा। हम बोलते हैं कि मेडिकल की पढ़ाई अपनी भाषा में नहीं हो सकती है, इंजीनियरिंग की पढ़ाई नहीं हो सकती है, लेकिन अभी हमारे भारतवर्ष में हम लोगों ने मेडिकल की शिक्षा अपनी भाषा में स्टार्ट की है, शुरुआत की है। ऐसा नहीं कह सकता। देखिए, ये एक बहुत बड़ी सोचने की बात है। अपने यहाँ के अभी सभी शिक्षाविद यहाँ पे हैं, कितने गवर्नमेंट ऑफिशियल्स हैं, अभी तक हम कितना बिहाइंड हैं। हमारे बच्चे बांग्लादेश में जाके मेडिकल की पढ़ाई कर रहे हैं, चाइना में जाके पढ़ाई कर रहे हैं, यूक्रेन में जाके पढ़ाई कर रहे हैं। आपको जब भी कभी न्यूज में सुनने को मिलेगा कि 10,000 बच्चे को यूक्रेन से लाना है क्योंकि वहां पे अटैक हो गया, बांग्लादेश में गड़बड़ी हुई, हमारे बच्चे 20,000 बच्चे वहां पे हैं। हमें अपने आप को एक सशक्त भूमिका में लाना है, हमारे देश के बच्चों के लिए एक अच्छी इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर फैसिलिटी को लाना है,
जैसे हम अपने देश के बच्चों को यहाँ अच्छी मेडिकल की सुविधा कैसे दे सके, कैसी इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर फैसिलिटी दे सके, उसमें हमारा पूर्वोत्तर जनजाति का एक अच्छा कदम है। हमारी पूर्वोत्तर जनजाति शिक्षा समिति की पूरी भारतवर्ष में अच्छी अच्छी स्कूलें हैं, एजुकेशन का सिस्टम हम बढ़ा रहे हैं, दिन रात दिन हम एक लगन में लगे हुए हैं। हम क्वालिटी ऑफ टीचर्स बना रहे हैं। हमारे आपको ये जान के आश्चर्य होगा कि पूर्वोत्तर जनजाति शिक्षा के आचार्य इतनी कम सैलरी में वो दिन रात लगे हुए हैं। अभी हमारा एजुकेशन का सिस्टम अभी तक इतना बिहाइंड है कि जनजाति में, जो बॉर्डर में जनजाति है, उनको यहां तक के अंक का मालूम नहीं है, किसको 5 बोलते हैं, किसको 10 बोलते हैं। जैसे पहले पौराणिक समय में हम लोग बार्टर सिस्टम, चावल के बदले दाल, दाल के बदले गेहूं, ऐसा सिस्टम था। वही सिस्टम में अभी भी चल रहे हैं। हमारा एक सफल प्रयास है कि हम बॉर्डर्स पे जाके उनके बीच में एकल विद्यालय के थ्रू शिक्षा का प्रसारण कर रहे हैं। टू ऑफर वोट ऑफ थैंक्स।
पूर्वोत्तर जनजाति शिक्षा समिति परिवार को नागालैंड वासियों द्वारा सुखद सौहार्दपूर्ण वातावरण में स्वागत करने के लिए आप सबको धन्यवाद ज्ञापित करती हूँ। पूर्वोत्तर जनजाति शिक्षा समिति आप सबको बहुत बहुत मतलब ये धन्यवाद कहने के लिए नहीं, मन से हम लोग बहुत ज़्यादा कृतज्ञ महसूस कर रहे हैं। जैसे ही हम लोगों ने जो बाहर से आए यहाँ प्रवेश किया, आप लोगों का जो व्यवस्था है, जो वातावरण है, उसकी विराटता, भव्यता हमें बहुत ही अच्छा लगा और आप लोगों की उदार मन प्रेम हमें सबसे पहले देखने को मिला। संपूर्ण शिक्षा विभाग नागालैंड ऐसे लगा कि वो सब उठकर हम सबके स्वागत के लिए आ गए हैं। इसके लिए आपको धन्यवाद ज्ञापित करते हुए